Good evening. This is News Review on Unilag TV. I am Isabella Nadia Ealime. On tonight's episode, we confront a storm shaking Nigeria's education system. JAMB and WAEC, two institutions trusted with the future of millions, are under fire after massive glitches rocked their 2025 exams. From wrongly marked UTME scripts to YX grading errors that slash pass rates nearly in half before late correction. The fallout has left students traumatized and parents furious. Confidence is collapsing. Many families are now turning to private universities, alternative exam bodies, or even foreign schools, despite the heavy financial cost. So here's the question. Can Nigerians still trust JAMB and WAEC with their brightest minds? Or are we witnessing the slow collapse of faith in our national exam system? Tonight we explore what went wrong, why trust is crumbling, and how credibility can be rebuilt before it's too late. Welcome back to News Review on Unilag TV. We're still on the burning question of trust in JAMB and WAEC after the 2025 exam crisis. Glitches, errors, delays. Millions of students and parents are left wondering, is the system still reliable? With me tonight is Dr. Adeleke Adeshina, a lecturer in science education at the University of Lagos and an education consultant trained in Finland's world-renowned school system. He is also a certified Microsoft Global Training Partner and a Google Digital Skills Ambassador. Dr. Adeshina, welcome to the program.
Yeah, thank you, Isabella.
Thank
It's a
you.
pleasure to be here.
Thank you so much, sir. So, WAEC admitted to grading errors. JAMB cited server issues. From your experience being a lecturer and also an educational consultant, how does this error slip out in an institution or a body that has been created over decades?
Okay, thank you for that question. Yes, the news was everywhere, and there was panic. Parents were panicking. The students were also, making complaints and about the results. So let's start. Why was there a glitch in the results with WAEC as case study, for example? So in the report, the result was first released on the 4th of August, right? And during the press release, it was announced that about 38%, passed English and mathematics.
Yes, sir.
And then later on, Thursday, after about 3 days later, they came again and said, oh, there was a technical bug, technical issue, because this year they were trying to curb malpractices, and they introduced an innovation called paper serialization. So whereby they have about maybe 4 to 5 versions of a particular question, right? So now, what I would have thought that would have been done is this. Before you test something on a large scale, you should have first done a pilot testing on a small scale, so that from that small scale, you'll be able to see all errors. This error, for example, now you would have been able to checkmate it on that small scale before you now scale it to about 1.9 million students. Right?
Yes.
So I think that was not too strong, too good on their part. So should have done it on the small scale before scaling it. And then secondly, too, why in a hurry to quickly release the results to the public? The post-result review should have been done before the public release. So that way, what they are now correcting after it has been made public would have been amended there, and nobody would have even known something happened internally. So I think these are the two areas that I thought they didn't really get things right.
Thank you so much, sir. So technology keeps being presented as the solution. But do you believe Nigeria is ready for the high stakes that it requires?
In terms of readiness, I No, we still have a long way to go.
Yes.
Especially when it comes to the technical infrastructure. When it comes to deploying solutions, there are some indicators or some key stakeholders that are important. First, you have the man, that is the personnel.
Yes.
Do we have enough human capital, right, to deploy these solutions, right? You have the machines, that is the digital infrastructure now, the gadgets, right, that are needed. And then also with that too, the connectivity, because some of these things are done live online. So the internet connectivity. And now they are saying that by next year, they're going to go full digital. This year they did hybrid. Yes. Some wrote paper and pencil, while some yeah.
Yes.
So if they're going to go digital, I would recommend they do a pilot testing so that, before you go fully digital, I know sometimes we are excited about innovations and all of that, but we need to balance optimism with realism.
Yes.
Right? So while we have been optimistic about, the future, can we face reality now and work, with that? So I believe if you can look at this area, the manpower needed, the machine, the gadget needed, the materials that are needed to get these things, done, and then more importantly, the finance.
Yes.
The finance. So if we're doing that, that means that the budget allocation for education must go up. In countries where this are being done, the government invests heavily in budgeting to ensure that some of these, contingencies are taken care of. So I believe if you're able to work on these areas, get the right manpower, the digital infrastructure, and then investing heavily in it, possibly we could see that coming to light.
Speaking of countries around the world, Finland is said to have one of the best educational systems. Yes. And that's where you were trained.
Yes.
So comparing Nigeria's exam bodies to the systems around the world, what are the structural differences and cultural differences that stand out?
Okay. So in Finland, for example, high-stakes exams like these, the examination system is more of authentic assessment, right? So what do I mean by that? Paper and pencil is near zero. They only write paper and pencil maybe at the terminal exams, maybe at the high-stakes exam, maybe after, like the way we do it here, you write your WAEC exam, all of that. That is the only time that they write, paper and pencil. All of the assessments are authentic. That means they observe the learners real time, right? The practice what we call phenomenon-based learning. Yeah. Phenomenon-based learning is an interdisciplinary approach to learning where, learners are able to interact with learners from that discipline, and they come up with projects that are interdisciplinary because they believe that if we're going to prepare learners for the future of work, they need to have some important skills like critical thinking and problem solving, skills like creativity, and innovation, skills like communication, skills like collaboration, right? And these skills, you can't measure them from paper and pencil exams. You can't measure collaboration from paper and pencil exams. So that is why they brought in that. So I think our own system here is heavily built on paper and pencil. And, not all students can do well in paper and pencil, right? We have students with multiple intelligence. And somebody may be very good with paper and pencil and not good when it comes to hands-on. Why is another child who is good with hands-on experiment and not very good? So it's like judging a fish by its ability to climb a tree.
An interesting comparison.
Right? So you judge a fish by how well they can climb a tree. If you conclude that the fish is not intelligent. But meanwhile, that fish was built for the water. And the same thing, if you judge a monkey by its ability to swim. So what we are saying is that there are students have individual differences.
Yes.
And our assessment, our teaching should be differentiated to meet the needs of every learner. And I think that is what these countries are doing much well than us.
Yes.
Amongst other things that time will not allow me to
Yes,
look into.
students do have their individual differences and it should be taken into account.
Yes.
So you mentioned Finland's authenticity. So how can Nigeria practically adapt Finland's authenticity in their JAMB and WAEC, examinations? How to implement these
Okay.
differences?
Though I know that in imbibing solutions
Yeah.
from developed worlds, there is need for us to domesticate it. We look at what are our own peculiar challenges, right?
Yeah.
Most times we just do copy and paste, but we need to look at how we can, look at our own peculiar challenges, right?
Yeah.
What are the needs of our learners today? What are the needs that, because education should prepare learners for society.
Yeah.
What are the needs of our society today? One of the things that we complain about is high rate of unemployment in the country. So can we have a system to possibly train our learners, right, to become job creators?
Yes.
So, and if we're going to do that, that means that even in our secondary schools, we need to be able to look at our assessment system such that our assessment is not just fully based on paper and pencil. Let's say we can assess these learners authentically. Let them have project-based learning in their part of their assessment. Beyond just only, because most times you say schools where you have their maybe exams is 60-40, 60 for formative, for the main for the summative exam, then 40 for their CA. But that 40 for the CA is also paper and pencil. They write written text. It's just everything. So it's like the whole 100 is paper and pencil. Traditional assessment. So you cannot build job creators this way. No, we need to begin to tweak our assessment to bring in project-based learning, that will assess learners based on what they can do with their hands, so that there can be inclusion in our assessment. And that way, begin to see some learners will begin to thrive. Because not everybody has the same level of intelligence, right? So those who are intelligent with hands-on activities, they will thrive there, right? While those who are intelligent in paper and pencil can also blend with these ones too, and then there can be that mutual, collaboration. So I think these are the areas that we need to look at in our assessment and even our teaching to the delivery. All of this also, lessons should be differentiated to meet the needs of the learners. Technology is good, right? But technology is an enabler. It is an enabler. So teachers can use it to enable the process. But more importantly, we should look at developing the potential and skills of our learners to fit into the future.
Yes, and also diversify the exam system.
Yes.
So finally, if you were to advise the Federal Ministry of Education, what's one bold reform or recommendation you have to, curb the repeat of what happened in 2025 with the JAMB and WAEC examination crisis?
Okay, so what I would recommend is, first, they should set up a panel to actually investigate what actually happened. Because you just said technical issue is not defined. We don't know what that actually means, right? So a panel should be set up by the Ministry of Education because you can't provide solution to a problem that you don't know.
Yeah, exactly.
So they carry out the panel, let them look critically into what actually happened. Right? Was it a manpower lapse? Was it a technology lapse? Just let them look at it. And then once they look at it and able to find out what actually happened, then we can now begin to put in, strategies to mitigate such from happening. Innovations are good. But when you are putting on innovation, there should be a pilot testing. Test it on a small scale. Right? On a small scale, you will see all of the possible contingencies, errors, mistakes, then you can adjust from there. So from there, you can now scale. Like they are planning to do hybridization full detection next year. And I would recommend before they go pulling it out to about 1.9 million people, let them still test for a while and see that they can address all these contingencies. And then afterwards, the government should invest heavily. Because there are times you can't blame people when you have not empowered them with everything that they need. Right? So there should be the budget for education, should be scaled, should be improved upon, so that some of these issues that they need, if it is finance, it can be taken care of. And then WAEC should not be in a hurry to release results. Do your due diligence. It's better you wait and get it right than to make haste and then start explaining what you don't have explained. You understand? So at least all of these things, the due diligence and all of these recommendations, to a great extent, would help the system.
My key takeaway from our conversation is the need to diversify our examination system. Dr. Adeshina, thank you for sharing such valuable insights today.
My pleasure.
Thank you so much.
My pleasure.
We've been looking at the cracks in Nigeria's examination system, JAMB blaming server issues, WAEC pointing to grading errors, and millions of young Nigerians caught in between. Dr. Adeshina helped us unpack how these failures happen, the role of trust, and what lessons we might take from international systems that put transparency, authenticity, and technology at the center of assessment. The big question remains, can our exam bodies rebuild the confidence of students, parents, and even schools going forward? We want to hear your answer. Head over to our Instagram and X page at Unilag on TV, where we've launched a live poll. The question on the poll is, after the 2025 exam crisis, do you still trust JAMB and WAEC? Vote in our story or reply to our tweet. We'll be sharing the results and your comments in the next edition of News Review. Because this isn't just about the one exam, it's about the future of Nigerian education. Don't forget you can follow us across all social media platforms at Unilag on TV for updates and exclusive content. I am Isabella Nadia. Thank you for watching and see you on the next edition of News Review.